Talk shows, Tinkosi talk shows, find your own voice and lead from within. With me today, I have Sharon Groove and Shireen Love Groove and Carol Ann Cooper. Ladies, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How about you,
Hi,
Shireen?
Nomsa. I'm also really good. It's lovely
Awesome,
to be here.
awesome. So our topic today is unveiling the secret of unlocking your ultimate confidence. Through self-reflection and understanding your feelings, you can start building unshakable confidence that will carry you through any challenges in life that comes your way. So, Carol Ann, you chose this topic. Would you like to explain to the audience? I'm sure there was something that inspired you or something that motivated you to choose this topic. We would love to know, please.
Yeah, I started the sort of it off with actually my session was how to discover the most confident version of yourself. So it's just another twist on this. And this sort of came back. I was watching a program last night and people have been put into teams, and the person running it, who was judging how they performed, one of the comments he made to a few of the people there was that I want to see you be more confident. You're not showing, if you want to be a leader, you've got to be confident, and you're not coming up, you're not showing up as confident. And I just thought, confidence is key to leadership. It's key to you succeeding, to being able to make a stand for something that you want. And as I've been researching this morning and looked at it, what keeps coming back to me is a memory I had as a child, when I used to go to ballet classes, and my mum used to take me, and we had to go up the road to catch the bus. And this one particular day, we got halfway up the road, and Mum remembered something that she'd left at home, and she had to go back. She said, "You go on ahead." She said, "You catch the bus, and I'll get the next one." And I'm going, "Oh God, okay." And I dawdled till I saw the bus go along, and I missed the bus. And I was like, "Oh goodness, I can tell Mum. No, it's okay." I missed the bus, but she caught me out. God, did she ever tell me off? You did that deliberately. She really went for me. I've never forgotten that. But I couldn't face getting on that bus on my own. I just didn't have the confidence. It's like, no, I've got my mum with me. But I mean, I've found that confidence, and I love traveling, and I'm happy now to get on buses and transport and on my own. But that one particular incident really stood with me. So again, yes, what is it stopping you from doing? What are you holding back because you just haven't quite got the confidence to do something, in yourself? So that's where this has come from. And I thought, what a great topic to explore, because it is the basis of us being able to move and get what we want in our life. So what are your thoughts, Shireen?
I'm just sitting here thinking about that article that you were talking about, which was, or where this person was saying, show your best self. And you were thinking about what's your confident, what's the confident version of yourself. And that just kind of started resonating for me. And it also reminded me of something that had happened this week, actually, and really paying attention to the root aspect of it for myself. And what started to kick up for me was an incident where I had realized that I was running a pattern, which is, I don't matter, right? I don't matter. Or, and I was also looking at someone having spoken about, I took myself seriously. And what I've been looking at is this I don't matter pattern. And how does that manifest out? And one of the biggest things that it manifests out is that we don't really take care of ourselves. But then the consequence of that is we then show up in the world that then shows us. We show up and we don't show up confidently because we feel that we don't have a presence. And so what I was thinking about while you were saying that is when we were talking, I'm thinking about the sense of what is that we're talking about with confidence. And that's really our presence, isn't it? It's how are we presencing ourselves in that moment so that everybody around us notices, right? So we can only really notice confidence when we're able to presence our whole being in that moment in time. And it's so interesting. You can watch someone that's quietly sitting there, really quietly paying attention, knowing, absolutely they're confident in themselves. And confident doesn't mean you have to go shouting out aloud. It just means that you have this sense that you fill your inner container. And when you fill that inner container, that you're full up, and so there's nothing lacking, there isn't a feeling of lack, and you feel full. So for me, that's kind of what was really fitting in for while you were talking to me, Caroline, was that sense of, well, it's about presence, but it's also about feeling full, feeling that there's no lack, so that we can bring that presence forward and do those things that we kind of are here to do, really. And like, going on the bus, I mean, I've done that too. I've done that too, where I've kind of dawdled, and it's horrible when you get caught out. But I think it's when we, as a child, when you have that separation for a minute and you're not prepared, of course, as a child, you would have probably not got on the bus, because that interim sort of space of separation really triggers quite a lot for people. So, for me, that sense of presence, that sense of understanding, and being aware that we are going to experience a slight moment of discomfort, maybe, but that doesn't mean we don't have confidence. It just means that maybe this is that temporary noticing of something going on. And we can then just reset and recorrect and confidently fill ourselves and say, we're all here, we're okay. And I think that's kind of a little where I am on confidence right now. Yeah. So Namsa, how's you on confidence?
I love the confidence. I'm doing my confidence challenge at the moment, so it's very exciting to discover that sometimes we think that we are really confident, but when you actually go deep, you realize that actually the things that are holding you back is part of the confidence, because when confidence comes through from your core, that means you can go for the things that you want to do. Sometimes I've realized I've been going back to my business. There are things that I actually wanted to do, which I've not done them, and then I realized actually some of it is the lack of confidence. Since I'm on days, I was meant to record day 7 yesterday, but I was watching Grant Candone's event last night, so I wasn't able to till 2 a.m. So I wasn't able to go and do my challenge. But going through the challenge, being on day 7, is making me realize actually there are some things that I need to work on so I can actually go deep with my business and achieve the things that I want to achieve in life. There are some phone calls that I wanted to do for 2 years. Never done them. There are some goals that I've written down I wanted to do and never done them. Actually, I've wrote down the things that I've never done them so I can be real. Where are they? That I really, really wanted to do. I wanted to recruit somebody who is good in sales, really, really good, somebody that has a track record, somebody that can make me some money in the business. I've not done that. So that is part of something that is holding me back. And I've made a phone call anyway this morning that I need somebody to help me to actually find that person that has a really, really good track record, that has everything in sales, so they can come here and help me to do that. And also the other one is I have not boosted my income correctly the way I want it to be. I keep talking about it. I have not done it. And that is actually another problem. And another problem, Carol Ann, I think you guys saw how I've been trying to actually, when there was a hoo-ha at Ngozi talk shows, the way I reacted as well, I realized that as part of the confidence within me, that when this person was giving me problems, in my heart, I was getting annoyed. Should know better. Be grateful. Know better. Be grateful for the platform. This is what I'm providing. But my reaction now that I'm aware of it, I should not have done that. Having a confidence in me, okay, I hear you. How do you want me to serve you better? Or if I can't serve you better, give you option to go. So I should have done that to say, okay, I hear you, and all those things. That's part of the confidence, because when things are going wrong within, or even if the clients are not happy, sometimes it could be the clients, what they are going through, or sometimes it could be the business that has done something wrong with that's why the client is happy and is unhappy, and they are allowed to be unhappy. So now with my confidence, I'm realizing that everybody is allowed to express how they are feeling, but how I respond, I have to respond in a proper way. So which is, I'm working on that one. I'm working on that part. And also, and those are the things that I'm working on. And also to actually do things that I say I will do. If I write down, I go to a business event, I do that, but I realize that I'm not doing enough. I'm not stepping up enough. So I need to step up more. I'm not stepping up enough. I've got a meeting with somebody today, so that I need to talk to them to say, can you help me? I'm not stepping up, so hold me accountable so I can do the things that I want to do. And that is unlocking my confidence. I think I'm gonna, as we go through, I will explain how I'm intended to do that. But that is me, Shireen, and that is me, Carol, and that realizing that there is part of me that I need to work on my confidence. And when I work on my confidence, I need to believe in the things that I do, worry about me, and love, care for those who are around me. But stop worrying about too many people, because I worry about people, whether am I doing the right thing or am I not doing the right thing. I just need to do it the God's way. Just love everybody, but I need to do something, step up more. I feel I'm not stepping up.
Okay, I got it. Not stepping up.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. And that's part of being able, that's having that growth mindset of recognizing, okay, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to be. I'm not, things aren't happening, and not making it wrong.
Yeah.
And I just love to ask you to take that word should out of when you were talking about how you should have spoken and responded to what was happening before. It's recognizing that it triggered you in some way. And this has been your learning. And the main thing is you've learned from it. And I acknowledge you for learning from it and listening to what we said and building on that. And it does come down to, as Shireen was saying, about being present. And it's being able to maintain yourself in the moment, totally present. And even if you do get triggered a bit, just letting that go and staying present so that you can respond rather than react. Because it was a reaction before rather than a response.
Be no reaction. When I finish my 30-day challenge, there'll be no reaction anymore.
There'll be beautiful responses.
Yeah,
you'll still have it
awareness.
because you're living.
Yeah, there will be a beautiful response, but I think I'm gonna have to be honest. I just know that I cannot respond how I've been responding. I need to be tough as well as a business person. I need to be tough with people because it's coming from a loving place. What I've done, everything that I've been doing has been driven by responsibilities and not love. So I need to go to a place where is driven by love, and then give people tough love.
And it comes from you being able to really make that stand.
Yeah.
And not get drawn into the imbalance or the questioning, and then that actually has you question yourself as well. Because when you're confident, there's an inner certainty and you're able to stand your ground. And I love what Shireen was saying, you're totally filled. There was empty holes in you before, there were spaces for that uncertainty to come in. And that's where the reactions happened. When you're totally filled with certainty, and no, this is the name of the show, and you're able to listen to their concerns and what they're saying and maintain your stand. Because you're totally filled, that is certainty, that's confidence. And that's what will have you be able to respond, be able to move forward. Okay, and I hear that you're filling up, you're getting that certainty, and that's great. And this is what this is about. It's part of the journey, it's a game, and it's recognizing that's what's so. And sometimes things can come at you, like I love what you said, Shireen, about when you're prepared, you're prepared. So you've been able to think it over, and if I'd been prepared that my mum was going to not be with me, maybe I might have gone for that bus, but I was totally unprepared. So sometimes things hit you sideways. It's like these curveballs, and you go, oh, you're totally unprepared, knocks you off balance. But it's being able to bring yourself back to balance again, back to center. And when you have that inner confidence, you're able to do that. So again, it's just finding that balance.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that knocks you off balance, being able to recognize it and go, oh, it's that again. Send it love. Say, I thank you, and I don't need you anymore. And not make it wrong. And the more you can be present, the more you can then just listen, hear what others are saying, digest it and go, okay, I hear what you're saying, and this is what's so. And you come from that loving place. There's no force, there's no anger, there's just what's so. And then the arguments don't continue because they'll get the message straight away. There is no place for them to come back again. Because when people feel you're uncertain, that's where they can keep going. But, yeah, when you're totally certain, the buts don't come back. So this is, again, it's being able to, this is an aspect of being able to build your confidence. It's something that you can create. It's not something that all of us naturally have from the beginning, but it is a skill that you can master and build. And yes, there's things that I'm still not doing, things that I need to step up or could do with stepping up to do. And it's recognizing what it is and what's holding me back. And it is those limiting beliefs that can be there. It's the voices in the head, the little critical critiques. And there's a beautiful quote that I found. Where is it? Public opinion is a weak tyrant compared with our own private opinion. I thought, what a beautiful phrase. What other people think and say is nothing compared to what you're saying to yourself. So it's getting in touch with what is it you're saying to yourself, because that's where your lack of confidence will be. And then it's just addressing that voice. So you want to step up. There was something you said. Okay, so you've got goals written down, actions not done. you would always got to be want to have done. There's things that want to be said that haven't yet been said, and they get stuck in my throat, quite often, and it's like I'm still working on it. It's work in progress, and it's acknowledging it, recognizing it, and saying, okay, this is work in progress, and it's a little bit step by step. And it may have been a long time you set those goals, and they're still not done. What you need to do is be kind to yourself. Look back and see, well, what has happened? You may be closer to that goal than you think. And you're probably closer to it than you were when you first set it, because maybe a whole lot of other things had to fall in line first before you could now accomplish that goal. So look back and acknowledge what you have already done and achieved. Okay? Be kind to yourself. That's something that is key. What do you think, Shireen?
Yeah, I think all of those things that you've said are so valuable and so important. And I definitely feel absolutely that, go back and have a look at where you were, when you made those decisions or those goals. They're kind of in the dream world in a way, even though they're started, but you've got to catch up to the dream, right? And we have these dreams, but then we've got to find them and get them, catch them up. And become the person that needs to be the person to achieve those dreams. Mm-hmm. But I want to just draw back a little bit here, Nomsa, and just really say something which is very important. You have huge amounts of confidence. You've also got something that's really important, which is the ability to self-reflect and the confidence to do that. And the confidence to not go, oh God, that's me, useless, but oh, this is where I am, right? So I want you to just take a moment to really celebrate that you have that ability and that you have those desires and that you have that willingness to want to shift into a new concept of yourself. And I think that's really important to acknowledge. Just we notice we've got these gaps. Doesn't mean we don't have confidence. It just means that we're noticing we're not where we want to be. And that's it. That's the total thing. There's no naming, shaming, blaming, or any of that. Just that's where we are right now. And I think that that's a very important aspect to really be aware of. And I'm guessing I'm pulling it back a little bit more, because when we come back to what is confidence, confidence is only a feeling. At the end of the day, it's a feeling that we subjectively experience and which other people can objectively, maybe through their own subjectiveness, experience or perceive, right? So it's always going to be about a feeling that you feel. That's the key. And if you feel any form of conflict within yourself, which doesn't match who you want to be in that moment in time, it's going to cause you to feel, we've labeled it lack of confidence, but we've labeled it as a lack of confidence. But we actually do have it. And confidence, I'm thinking the word confidence means to confide in oneself. So we must confide in oneself in the sense of, how do we confide and say, yeah, you're okay. How can I confide in this truth that I believe about me, so that I can step forward in the way that I need to? So if you have a resonance, so my guess or my feeling is saying, when you sit there and you feel that you're not in a resonance, then you probably will experience what you'll label not confidence. But when you sit in resonance, when you sit in that moment of, oh, right, I see this person as this person, or whoever they are, I see them in love, or I see them in this. I know in this moment in time, my heart is open and you're resonating really strongly. And that means it gives you that sense of expansion that we talk about, which fills us. So really just pay attention to the resonances for every one of us, to just really notice Where are we resonating in our truth? Where are we resonating not in our truth? Because that's when we start to notice where we react. When we're not in our truth, when we're not in those moments, even if we're not perfect, even if we've got gaps, there are big parts of us that are still true. So really to just reflect on that and just go, there's a little black hole that's still I'm not resonating with. How can I resonate into that so that it moves and it expands rather than, I'm getting rid of that. But it's more about encompassing that my energy fills that gap so that there's no hole, right? So that's when you bring confidence to whatever you're experiencing. And that then helps to deal with any kind of difficulty. So I want to just say, you've got oodles of confidence. You just don't notice the mismatch. And that's it. And just recognize, well, the more I resonate with me, the confidence you'll get, more confident you'll experience yourself as being.
Yeah, I think also part of me, I was grieving, but I wasn't facing my grief with Gavin. Because I think that's why it was making me really angry, because me and Gavin worked really hard with the company before he left. So I was still grieving because his wife having a stroke, having challenges, and then him having a stroke and not being able to continue helping with the company. And I think it was just triggering everything. I was like, what do you think you are in my heart that that you like that this is not enough, this is not enough? I was like, this man is one of the top guys. He knows what he's doing. He's arranged everything. I think it was more grieving for my Gavin. So then I had to actually accept and let him go in my heart that he's gonna be okay, or whether he's going to come back. I know if he gets okay in a place where he wants to continue, he'll come back. But I realized actually I was grieving for him because we did so much within the company, and also we had dreams. He had plans for Goes the Talk Shows, and he was believing in me. And then all of a sudden, that's why they say you have to be prepared. No one knows. There are no guarantees for tomorrow. So I've realized that my reaction was, I'm grieving for my business coach that was so good to me. And then the sickness removed him away from me. And here's somebody else coming and tell me that my business name is not enough. So I'm like getting angry, but I wasn't getting angry with that. It was me upset with Gavin. I want him back. I want him to be okay. But I wasn't facing the truth. So doing this challenge is actually making me realize that I need to confront the truth. And by confronting the truth is to accept and also believe in myself and accept what has gone wrong, and just pray for him for healing, and not to actually, when somebody has negative things, and that thing shouldn't react within my heart. So I think that was part of me grieving for my my business coach. Because it was so good to Carol Island, Sharon, and he had plans, and he had people that worked with Tony Robbins. He was like, I help you with that, I help you with this, I help you with this. And then all of a sudden, his life just changed just like that. So I think I was really, really hurt inside. When you love somebody, you accept them and they accept you for you. Because what he was doing, actually, he wasn't doing as a business coach. He was actually building the business for me. Like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. We were doing it. We even set up the app where we communicate in the app, where we said, this is the company, this is this. And then all of a sudden it's gone. And then I have to deal with the negativity. I think that was the reaction for me to be like, I'm grieving, but I don't realize. So I had to face all that. And I'm hoping that as I go through the journey of confidence, that I'll find a place in my heart to let it go and heal. But I don't want to lie, it's tough when you meet somebody and they're like, this is with a part, they resonate with your dreams and they connect to them, and they're like, okay, this is no good, this is good, we're gonna keep it, this one is no good. Because his wife got involved as well, and he was like, do you realize you're not Nomsa's father, you're just a coach, so you have to play a role of being a coach. And he was like, I like her, she has a good attitude, I'll help wherever I can. So his wife was bringing ideas as well, so they were helping. And then all of a sudden that person life changes. It hurts. And when it hurts, sometimes people don't know how you're feeling, what you're going through, and they just say whatever they want. I shouldn't have responded how I responded, but I did through grief. So
you were in that moment, there was a vulnerability that allowed something like that to come in. That's all it was there. And if that hadn't been there, that probably wouldn't have happened. But what it has done, it's promoted that conversation. It's got us even stronger. It's got you even stronger. And you can now sit in a place of gratitude for the conversation, for it having happened, because it's really made a certain, certain, this is the name, this is where we're going. And, so that it's being able to learn from what has happened. As we keep saying, it's taking the learning. Nothing ever is just an accident or doesn't happen for a reason. There's always some learning to take from it. In the moment, it's hard. It's like, oh, what could I possibly learn from this? You're in it. You're totally submerged in it. And it's being able to submerge in it and then quickly come out of that submergence. That's the name of the game. How quickly can you emerge? How quickly can you rebalance yourself, and become present again and recognize what's happening, and then be able to respond in an appropriate way to move things forward. And that, as I say, that's the name of the game. And that's what I realized when I used to assist with a company called Landmark. They'd have this phrase, you're running one of your rackets or you're on it. And it's so quick to get triggered. But as I realized, and they were saying it, the game is, how quickly can you get off it? Recognize, you'll never not be triggered, and it's okay. You get on it. It's like something triggers you. Boom. How quickly can you get off it? And once I recognized that, or I heard that, I got that learning, I was like, okay, cool. How quickly can I get off it? How quickly can I spot myself when I'm running my racket? I'm on it. I'm ranting and raving. Stop. Take a breath. And go, okay, got it. What can I now do? Because actually being on it does not move things forward. It's when you become present, you have the confidence to just stop in that moment, take a breath and breathe and recognize what's going on and say, right, okay, what can I do that will move things forward? So certainly, it's all part of that. And this, I love what Christopher Robin said. Always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. When I read that, I thought, oh, okay. Because at the moment, I've got this essay to write, and I've been sitting down and I'm attempting to write it. And I've had a look at a sample on someone that someone else has done, and I'm going, oh, that looks very good. I don't know how to. And I'm going, let that go. That's just a sample. It's given me an idea. Mine is going to be different. And I've looked at what they've said the essay is about, and there's a whole lot of things that we can write it. The reasons that we're doing it to support our talk, and it can have case studies. It can have just our own point of view, things we'd like people to know. And I'm thinking, okay, so let me focus on, this is my point of view. I can pop in a case study. I can do this. And once I started thinking that, I settled down a bit. And I'm still, I say struggling a bit, but I'm keep working at it to clear what keeps holding me back and make this my own essay. This is my talk. This is what I want to get over. And so this is what I spent yesterday doing, was actually writing all the things that I could write about, and then going, right, what is the crux, the core of my talk? The aim of it is literally just to drop a pebble in the pond of thought around writing, you know, and send out ripples, something that people haven't thought about. And there's been a part of me that keeps saying, oh, it's too simple. No, they know all that. They go, no, that's too simple. We know that. Well, actually, no, they don't, because it's not happening. And I have to keep reminding myself that. I'm going, okay, so if they do, they do. There's a lot of people won't. This is my point of view. This is my experience. And this is what I want to share with the conference, you know, with other kinesiologists and other people. And it's now starting to help me form what my business is actually about as well, by doing this essay and this talk. And it's okay. I'm starting to get a bit more into the swing of it, but it is having that confidence to say, this is what I've experienced, this is what I've learned, this is my point of view, and just go with that. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm working on. And this afternoon I'll go and do a bit more. Yeah. So is there anything that you're sort of working on, Shireen, around confidence, or you could give some tips to people?
I'm always working on confidence. Because I love that, because I'm going to be doing a talk too. So yeah, it's great to hear. And what was lovely was you talking about the essence. But I want to come back to one thing which Namsa said, and I really want to honor it right now, which is the fact that when we grieve, everything just changes for us. And we are at a place where we are not as resilient as we can be. And it's hard when we're a strong woman, when we've got so many responsibilities and we've got to do, to drop into that feeling and to feel that grief and sadness. You know, the sadness for all those things that, you know, all that you wanted with this person, and to honor that feeling and that resonance of that feeling, right? Because when we keep moving that resonance away and we can't honor that feeling, then what happens is we're just combobulated, because you can still have that confidence and still feel that sadness and still have those dreams and those wants and that life that's not going to happen in the same way right now as far as you can see. But I wanted to really honor that, because there's so many women out there, so many men out there. We're all grieving. We all have things that we grieve about. And sometimes it's because we've missed an opportunity. That's grief, right? Sometimes it's because we've snapped at someone, we're full of guilt. We're grieving the moment that we missed. We're grieving all sorts of things. So yeah, I think it's just really about being aware that when we can't name that, we go out of the resonance, we go out of the space. And I wish I had known, you know, because that would have at least precedented a conversation that was. And I think that's important also, which is about really naming what's going on in that moment, what's going on for you. And that's where confidence, that's where when we start to recognize that our feelings, it's okay to just name what we're feeling. It's okay to say, I'm sad, I'm pissed off with you right now. You might not like it, but I don't like what you're saying. You know, it's okay. That doesn't, but qualified. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I don't want to hear. It doesn't mean any of those things. But right now I'm reacting. And it's mine. I'm with it, right? But if you're with it and you're in the now, then you become the wow. Then you become the wow, because now you can change, right? Now you can work because you're being true to yourself. You're being true to your feeling. The fact that you kind of naming it means that you're in control. And you're also giving honor and reverence to the feeling. And that's so important. Because when we want confidence, we really need to have honor for our feelings. Because the moment we tell someone we're not okay, then that allows people time to step up, but it allows us that wonderful radical vulnerability that actually gets people to be open themselves. Yeah. So, and that's where we really build real confidence, when we're willing to be in that radical openness and that radical vulnerability. It's hard because we don't want to lose our facade. We worry what people are going to think about us. But actually, it's just lack of confidence is more about our fear of what people are going to think about us. It's not that we can't do it. It's just that we have that concept that we're imagining, or the story that somebody else is going to see us as less. And that will mean something. Lack of safety. Yeah. Basic fundamental safety on some level. So when we get to that, we can name those beautiful feelings and name the sadness, because at the end of the day, once we've named that, we can now go on the upward projection. Everything comes down to sadness eventually. We just try not to get there. But if we can be comfortable with sadness, we can move into anything confidently.
Sharina, I love that, and Carol Ann as well. What did Carol Ann said? How quickly we have to do things quickly. We have to ask ourselves, we know we have to get out quickly. We're allowed to grieve, but get out quickly. So yeah, I've decided
it wasn't the grief, it was being on it.
Yeah.
Grief sometimes takes a bit longer.
Yeah.
It is actually recognize you're in there and be kind to yourself. But it's when you're on it and you're reacting, that's how quickly can you stop that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I was thinking I was okay until I actually had to force myself to let me get inside of me and find out what exactly is going on. And that's when actually realizing that I'm grieving for my business coach. So I'm gonna have to just let it go. And also it's what Shireen is saying, I think is very, very important as well, actually, to be in the present moment, because when we're in the present moment, we'll be able to heal ourselves. Like you mentioned, that there are so many women out there who are grieving and they don't realize it. And for me, actually, it's taught me a lesson, because when you get closer to somebody, memories are created, dreams are created, and when those dreams are created, and that person all of a sudden they have a life-changing situation, a healthy situation where they can no longer be there. Sometimes I didn't realize actually I was grieving, because I know in my heart that when he sent me a message, I was really, really hurt what he was going through. And I just hoped and prayed that he would call me and say, no, sir, I am okay, but it's my time. How I want him to heal it is going to be his time, how he allows himself to heal. And also, I need to work on my intelligence. That's what I've realized. My intelligence of making money, education, intelligence of education. I need to put that knowledge to make me some money, to make me grow, help me grow. That's what I've realized last night, that I need to work on my intelligence. The intelligence of education, university, that does not count. I need to work on how can I make money. So I have
business intelligence.
Yes. finances, I need to work on that part because I cannot be earning same amount every year. So that's what I've realized. It's okay, God, for grieving for Gavin, but now I'm gonna have to let him go. He's a lovely guy. And like him, and as much as I love him like Des, I cannot imagine Des moving away from my life. I'll be like, because there are some people that you work with, they're easy, really, really easy to actually work with, to get along. And those people, they are hard to find. So those are the people that I'm like, when I'm finding a coach, I take my time. If I don't have a coach, if somebody comes and say, no, I know somebody, I have to pray about it. I have to fast. If it takes me a month to accept that person, I have to do that. And that's why I end up with good people. And so I was really, really, so now this is the part where I need to work on my confidence with the finances, how to actually have different income. And I think I've wrote that now. I need to find somebody to collaborate, which is Carol Ann. I'm collaborating with her, and Dr. Biget, which is good. So I need to find the other people as well to collaborate with other things, because I've been doing some research since doing Matt Hans's challenge, just doing some research. And the good thing is that, when you decide to actually check you out, you don't come in a place of blame. You come in a place where you will realize, actually, this is what is holding me back. And then you laugh about it. And, really, I don't feel ashamed of talking about things that are have been actually holding me back. I just feel like I've realized it. Now I need to deal with it. So it's the finances that I need to work with. I need to work on it. And then I need to study to make money. That's what I need to study. Although Carol and I've got an assignment next week, like essay, like you next week. So yeah. So me and essay, we don't get along. So I don't like it. If an essay has a deadline, that deadline had to go away. I need to write it quickly and send it off and forget about it. I don't want it in my face. It makes me uncomfortable. 2,000 words and 4,000 words, it makes me uncomfortable. I have to do it and I have to get it out of the way. So that's me. But I realized that I need to actually start implementing. I need to start doing things. And in order for me to actually do that and unlock my ultimate confidence is for me to try to do things. I did that with Paul McKenna, and I used to go to a restaurant. They will serve me hot chocolate. If it's cold, I'll just drink it because I don't like confrontation. At the time, that's how I was. And I did it with Paul McKenna, and I ended up working on some things. But now there are results that I need to get, and those results want me to get uncomfortable. So sometimes I'm going to need your help, guys. If you are willing to actually help me, I'm going to need your help to actually say, this is what I'm doing. And I need your help to push me, to remind me, don't say, have you done this? Have you done what you say you're going to do? That's what I'm gonna need. Because when you have people that are pushing you to become the person that you want to become, you get on, you do things. But when you say, oh, I'm going to do this, you'll feel comfortable. It makes you feel comfortable. So I need to feel uncomfortable as from now on. I need to do things and feel uncomfortable about it in order for me to achieve the goals that I need to achieve. So I don't know, Carol Ann, do you have any tips? Actually, it's 3 minutes to 2, and I need to leave at 2. So I'm going to change what I wanted to ask. Carol Ann, could you please, are you guys staying or you're living with me?
No, well, I'll leave with you as well, because I've got to go. And
any words of encouragement? And
just if you're not confident, embrace that lack of confidence and go, okay, what do I need to do to find confidence, to master confidence? Who do I need to talk with? Who could support me? reach out and ask for some support. You're not alone. That's the main thing you need to know. You are not alone. The lack of confidence can actually make you feel quite lonely. Recognize that loneliness. Recognize that feeling like you're on an island on your own. Go, okay, where's the bridge? How can I build a bridge? Who can I reach out to? Who do I actually know? And you'll be surprised who you do know or who would suddenly come into your life. So it's there within you, a skill of confidence. It's just mastering it. And it's about loving yourself and believing that you are worthy of experiencing self-confidence and being able to stand up and know what it is you want and make a stand for it. So I'm Carol Ann, and I can be found on LinkedIn, Facebook. Do find me, reach out and support you. Shireen, what would you like to leave people with?
Yeah, thank you. And everything that you say is exactly what we as coaches talk about. I think what's really important as well is to add in that our biggest fear is the fear of lack of safety, the fear that somebody else is going to see us and they'll discard us, or they'll think we're not worthy, or they'll think all those things. But those are their thoughts, not yours. You've taken something in your life and you've made it about you. But actually, you are in this body, and everything is about how you see the world, how you create the world. So what I'm thinking here is, just for a moment, close your eyes. When you feel those feelings of lack of confidence, just close your eyes and just breathe nice and deeply into your heart, and let your heart get lovely and warm. And then just expand it to the whole of your body, to the very edges of yourself. And just keep breathing until you feel the fullness of yourself. And then just allow yourself to breathe beyond yourself and imagine sparks coming from your fingers and toes, if that's what you want, and from your hair. But let yourself just take those moments to do that, because when we are frightened, we connect to a part of our brain that is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. But if we actually go into our heart and we try and we expand ourselves that way, what we do is we actually build another part of our brain that allows us to feel safe. It allows us to feel bigger than we are. And that gives us the confidence to see people at eye-to-eye level, instead of seeing ourselves below the eye-to-eye level, which is what lack of confidence often is about. So if you just give that experiment, play with it, then you've got something that will allow you to just feel nice and full in that moment of now, and know you're building your mental muscle to some degree. And so I'm Shireen Lovegrove. You can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook. I help women that are pregnant, but I also help women with imposter syndrome. So I work with anyone who kind of suffers from confidence and worries about things in general, and help them to develop, well, to listen to themselves so that they can really hear who they are and create a new concept for themselves. So thank you, Nomsa, for having me, and thank you, Carol Ann, for being
Thank
here.
you so much. Thank you so much, Shireen and Carol Ann, and our audience. For me, my words of encouragement will be: embrace your uniqueness, and also go deep within, and don't feel ashamed if you find that there is part of you that you need to work on. You just embrace it and do the unthinkable, and which is what I'm doing right now. I will see you guys at 4 p.m. today, because I'm going to an overnight prayer tonight, so I won't be able to broadcast at midnight. So I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. and I'll update you with what I've been up to with my confidence and stuff. I think I've said some of it. And please get in touch with Carol Ann. And I'm supposed to be on another meeting at 2 o'clock. I gotta go. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless.
Bye.